Before we start with today's video, once again, I must promote another election night stream. That is right, folks. It's that time of the year. We're finally back with hopefully the weekly primary streams for a while. That is right, folks. August 2nd, that's this Tuesday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the election night stream will commence. Of course, like the other times, in the description down below, the very first link will be an election night live stream link. You click that link, you get sent to the live stream, click that reminder button, so the second the live stream starts, you get notified. So if I start 1 minute later, 1 minute earlier, you know. I want thousands upon thousands of people to show up because it's going to be an entertaining stream. A lot of memes to be held. Alright folks, let's get right into the video. What is up, people, the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today, it is time that we do the second part of Prediction Monday. That is right, folks. We're going to do the predictions for the other races that kind of matter, and of course, discuss the race happening in Missouri. We'll get to that a little bit because, boy, oh boy, this is an interesting primary night. There's not just Missouri and just, Arizona. There's other states. And we're going to get through those quickly because there are some interesting races across the country. Now, before I forget, of course, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And, yeah. Also, join the channel today. That is right, folks. For just 10 cents a day, you can join Real American Politics. I think it's a good deal, and you help support Real American Politics with, bringing daily content. So I hope you join the channel today for a very good offer. Alright, folks. It is time that we finally do the other part of Prediction Monday. Now, I did the Arizona predictions because that's kind of its own video. And this video took a while because Trump was playing around with us in Missouri about who he's going to endorse. We'll get to that in a little bit. Just pain. So let's start, of course, with kind of the other races. So let's start with Peter Meijer's district. John Gibbs is going to win. I don't think I got to say much. I'm not going to make an official prediction. Well, all I'm going to say is Peter Meijer's going to lose that race. I mean, the polling I've seen has been abysmal. He is getting slapped across the board. So I think Peter Meijer is going to get crushed against John Gibbs in Michigan. John Gibbs will win the general. Now, as for some other congressional races, Washington, of course, Joe Kent. He's gonna advance to the general, obviously, but it's a question as to who is gonna be the second candidate, because, again, with Washington, they do that absolutely stupid system over there with the primaries, and I think as of now, it's gonna be between Joe Kent and Butler for the general election, Republican versus Republican. That's going to be a very interesting race to watch this fall, but that's kind of it for the other races. Those are kind of just out there. But it's time we get to the meat and potatoes. The things that make people, listen to elections. Statewide races. So, we got two other statewide races to discuss. The first one I'm not going to make an official prediction for because it's a shit show. Because it's kind of clear who's going to win and it's going to not be close. So, of course, I'm talking about Michigan. As everybody and their mother knows, whoever is the Republican nominee in Michigan is going against Whitmer, and they all have the same shot of winning. But Tudor Dixon, the clear frontrunner, in my opinion, has the best shot of winning. Reason for that is simple. She has the Republican base united behind her. And with the Republican primary only like 2 months away from the general, yeah, we're going to need somebody that's already united the base so they could focus on, winning the independent vote. If somebody like Saldana or Kelly ends up winning somehow, it would kind of hurt us this fall because they don't have the Republican base united yet. As for Dixon, she does. I mean, she got the Trump endorsement and, well, she is cruising with the race easily. I mean, there's 40%, 37%, 30%. And with Trump's endorsement, a lot of these undecideds are going to break for Dixon. This race isn't really going to be close, in my opinion, but Dixon will probably crack 40%. Now, I'm intrigued to see what James Craig does, because he is kind of the wild card to see how much percent of the vote he can get with the write-in campaign. Now, will he get, more than like 5%? No. I could see him, cracking like 3-4% because he is still a big name in Michigan, especially in the Detroit area. But that's about it for Michigan. There's really no official prediction from Michigan, just other than, hope Dixon wins. All right, we're finally done with kind of the filler stuff. It's time we get to the meat and potatoes of this race. Missouri. I've been waiting for Trump to endorse in this race, and he did make an endorsement. And I thought, okay, when I heard the notification Trump endorsed somebody, I saw the first word Eric. I was like, hell yeah, Greitens got the endorsement. Then I kept reading. It was just Eric. Trump endorses Eric. Not Greitens, not Schmidt, just Eric. He was hyping up he was going to endorse a MAGA America First conservative. He endorsed Eric. Trump is the master of trolling. The fact of the matter is everybody was waiting. Who are you endorsing? I'm going to support Eric. Good freaking job. Now, that does show you that this field actually is a pretty damn good field. I mean, you're not going to get really much difference between, Eric Greitens, Eric Schmidt, and Vicky Hartzler. Billy Long is still there, I guess, but it's really between two Erics. I think Hartzler is kind of getting inflated in the polls a little bit, but I think this race comes down to Schmidt, Greitens, and technically Hartzler. I think she does end up taking third end of the day. I know people are going to say, but the polls. Look, here's what I'm going to say about the polls. Ignore Remington. Just ignore them. They're full of shit. They're completely full of shit. All right? Remington, they've been exposed hard this cycle. Trafalgar, they have the race fairly close. I mean, they have Schmidt, 27%? A lot of undecideds, and Hartzler at 24%. Now, Trump said Eric. It's not going to be the end-all and be-all because he said Eric. But, a lot of these voters, who in Missouri, by the way, Missouri's known for, a last-second endorsement can really make or break a campaign, because local news in Missouri is a big thing for elections. And the Eric endorsement, I do think, gets Greitens for sure second. I think you're going to take second either way, because you look at history, Greitens and Trumpian-type candidates in Missouri have always overestimated the polls, and that's who Greitens is. And this is my theory. There is a chunk of vote out there that is terrified, absolutely terrified to admit they support Greitens because of all the scandals. Is that crazy to say? No, it's not crazy. He was a former governor. He has good name recognition. People know where he's on the policies, and they just have the scandal stuff. That's what I think people are kind of paranoid about speaking their opinion on Greitens, because, well, they don't want to get canceled because you get these losers on the right that attack anybody that asks basic questions about the case. So that's what I'm saying. The whole Eric endorsement does help Schmidt and Greitens. I think it helps Greitens more because, he bashed on Schmidt a couple days ago. That's going to hurt Schmidt. In my opinion, that's going to absolutely hurt Schmidt by a couple points. And with Trump endorsing Eric, it helps him. Now, the question is this. Who the fuck's going to win this race? I know the polls have Schmidt up by a lot. And there is a possibility he could absolutely win this race by like 10 points. I could see that happening. But you look at history. You look at the Trump endorsement, which again, it's freaking just Eric. You look at everything. In fact, Eric Greitens has underperformed or overperformed expectations of the past. He could absolutely do the same thing here. And I'm not going to say Schmidt's going to lose. But this race is going to be a lot closer than people expect. So, here we go, folks. Everything is on the table in Missouri. And again, I hope, no matter who the candidate is here, I think they're a great candidate, whether it's Schmidt, Greitens, and maybe Hartzler. Well, here it is, folks. The prediction you've been waiting for. I predict Eric Schmidt will win the primary, though I think it's going to be a lot closer than people expect. I think he maybe cracks 30. Now, there is 100% a situation where Schmidt could crack, a 10-point victory. That's where the margin of error of 3 points is. Again, that means Schmidt's range is around 33% to around 27%? In that range, that's what he's going to get. Same thing for Greidens. He's going to get around 30% to around 24%. Vicky Hartzer, same deal. Billy Long, I think he maybe could crack 10%, but that's about it. Others, that affects around 7% of the vote. So, folks, this is my prediction. You can have your opinions on Greidens. You obviously can. And I have my opinions on Greidens, too. But I still think Schmidt, as of now, is the front runner. I think it's a lot closer because there's a big chunk of the vote that are missing in Missouri. And we're going to see it. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. It's within the margin of error, all right? And again, the ranges. It's 3%. You can do that for every candidate. So Billy Long's ceiling, 12%, etc., etc. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, if you live in Missouri, Washington, Kansas, Arizona, etc., they have an election tomorrow, get out and vote for the base candidates, and if there's referendums, vote the correct path, or we will hunt you down. I'm joking, don't take that seriously. Anyways, folks, we'll see you guys in tomorrow's election night stream. Godspeed to all of you.